Breathe. Tight abs. So we're really cutting your work time in these kicks. It's good. Okay, time. Touch, 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 touch. Rhythm, 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 rhythm. Good job. Good job. 20 push-ups, Janelle. Drop and go. No, I'm joking. Invite some friends over and do this. Why not? Good job, guys. Hey guys, how are you? Dasha here, and Janelle. Hey, you know Janelle from all the DVDs and videos. And if you haven't gotten yours yet, my name is Dasha. I'm the creator of Kettlebell Kickboxing, and this is Janelle Stevens, master trainer of KB, and just one of my best friends. But I'm here to tell you a little bit about what you might need to start your body series and Scorcher series DVDs. So you actually don't need a kettlebell and a dumbbell. You can have one or the other. We're a little preferable to kettlebells, but I'm gonna just pull them out real quick. If you happen to have a kettlebell, people have different sizes, so I'm just gonna give Janelle the general kind of public kettlebell. This is what most of you probably have at home. It's between 10 to 20 pounds, so I'm gonna give her a 15-pound kettlebell. There it is. She's going to hold on to it for me. And if you don't have that, then yes, you can also use your dumbbell. So a dumbbell can be used for both the body and Scorcher series DVDs. In the body series, we kind of give you a beginner standpoint on how to use this guy as a kettlebell. And in our Scorcher series DVDs, we actually have someone using this through the entire workout. So let's begin with the basic kettlebell swing. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how I modify this with a dumbbell. By the way, very briefly, if there's like Christmas coming up or a birthday, you might want to ask for a kettlebell. Okay, and you don't just have to ask for this one. You can get a monkey bell. My husband got me this one, very cool little guy right here. Or this was a Valentine's Day gift. I got a really nice little skeleton bell. So anyone will do, but if you can invest in a kettlebell, it's definitely going to enhance your training, specifically with this program. But you don't need it to get started. So let's give Janelle something a little bit heavier. She's going to put that one down. Very briefly, this is a competition bell, so we're going to give her this, so she looks really cool on YouTube. So that's all you. And then this is just another version of a kettlebell. So it doesn't matter which one you have. Little cast iron shaped kettlebell. We're going to use it to work on the swing. Ready? So the first part of the swing, which is really important, is it's a hip dominant motion. So it's a hinge. It's not a squat. So if I face Janelle this way, so I'm going to turn her around, she's going to squat for me. So this is a squat. Beautiful squat. Now she's going to hinge. So see the difference between a squat and a hinge? In the kettlebell swing, we're using the hinging motion. A lot of people talk about bending the knees or not bending the knees. You absolutely do not want to have a complete extension on your knee. That's not good. There's a lot of pressure on the back here. You're just not using the correct muscles. You're basically just hyperextending certain things, and you have more liability towards your back. What you want to do is have a soft, nice little bend in the knee. But I don't want you to think of squatting. I want you to think of really seriously just using your glutes and your entire posterior chain. The kettlebell swing is a posterior chain motion. If I'm going to have you put the kettlebell down for 1 second. Show me your anterior chain. Da-da-da! It's beautiful, isn't it? Now show me your posterior chain. So this is it. This is pretty much all the area of the body that you're working when you're doing the kettlebell swing. And that's why I love it so much, right? And that's why we use it so much in the body series and Scorcher series DVDs. So let's just get to the nitty gritty. So she's going to grab the kettlebell just by the handle right here. She's going to hinge. And she's going to have a really strong back. And she's just going to keep swinging this thing, and I'm going to keep talking. I'm kind of doing the easy stuff here. So as you see, as she gets about shoulder level, Janelle pops her hips. So pop and drop, pop and drop. Her back doesn't extend. So if my hand was right here, she doesn't hyperextend the kettlebell. And I'll show you the troubleshooting behind that in a second. And she has a nice little soft bend in the knees. Everyone will look different here. Some people naturally just have more of a bend, but you see that they're using the glutes. And some people truly have a really soft, light bend. You don't need to lock out the knees at the top. You can, but what you want to think about first is squeezing your glute, dropping. So squeeze, drop, squeeze, drop, squeeze, drop. Time. Awesome. So I'm going to let Janelle rest for a second, and I'm going to show you how we do this with our dumbbell. So you don't have a kettlebell. Now you're going to grab your dumbbell just right here, and you want to make sure you have a nice grip. And then you're going to hinge again. So when I set up, I hinge, I pull my shoulder blades back, and I have a natural bend in the knee. And then from here, I just find this nice pendulum, always making sure that I don't use my arms, so I'm not using my arms. I'm going to go ahead and use my posterior chain, synchronize my breathing, pop my hip forward, squeeze my glutes, squeeze, squeeze, and squeeze. This does work, a good amount of grip. So I'm using my glutes, my posterior chain, and I am not squatting. I am hinging, and then boom, using my glutes on the way back. So that's kind of the 101. I'm going to show you some things that people do in the gym that are not good. The reason they're not good is not because we don't like squatting, but the kettlebell swing's not a squat. It's not because we don't like lifting with our arms, but there's so many better ways to train your arms. The kettlebell is specifically and directly designed to train your posterior chain. So let me show you a couple of troubleshooting. We're going to play a little game. Janelle's going to get this little kettlebell, and the first one she's going to do is, surprise me, buddy, just do a bad swing. So that is called a squat swing because she's not using her glutes. So she's going to turn sideways for me. She's going to do that same swing. That's bad. So what we want to do is fix that. Boom. See how I fix it? And now it's the correct swing. Perfect. So time. That's the first kind of really bad mistake people make. Even trainers. If people aren't certified and they haven't kind of lived and breathed around a kettlebell, they might just see this in a magazine and consider it a squat, but it's not. It's a hinging motion. In training, you should have quad dominant motion, and then you should have these hip motions. They're very, very, very important. So hinging and coming back. So your next one is just do the man thing, the arm thing. Yes, she does it so nicely too. So if she turns around sideways again, it's another way of, and sometimes they'll even squat with this, so you'll see squatting with this. And unfortunately, sometimes you'll even see this in a magazine, but this is not correct. As you can see, she's using her arms to lift, which is not correct, and she's also just, again, squatting through the motion. So let's fix it and bring you back to the regular swing. So if you notice on her regular swing, her arms are just a part of the puzzle. They're just there to bridge the gap and hold the bell. They're not working at all. The only thing that she's using right here is just locking in her shoulder and working her back. But there's no arm lift whatsoever. Time. And then the same thing can happen very easily with your dumbbell. A lot of you guys can mistake this and start to lift. This is not good, okay? So don't do it. So remember, focus, don't look sideways, make sure you're always looking forward, and don't do this. And don't do this. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even try. Just stop. Stop. Don't do it. All right, and then your last one. This one is actually probably the one that can hurt you the most, and this is the reason why a lot of people take a kettlebell or a kettlebell motion with a dumbbell, and they'll say, oh, I can't do that, my back hurts. Actually, it's not your back. It's the fact that you are hyperextending your back because you're not using your glutes. So Janelle hates this one. She's going to hyperextend. A lot of yogis do this, not because you're bad people. I love yogis, big fan. But it's because you guys are used to backward bending. So what's happening there? She's not using her glutes. So what you want to do is you want to stop, boom, right there, and start engaging your glutes. Your glutes should pop and drop. You should not, one more time, hyperextend the kettlebell. Awesome. Time. And the last thing I can pretty much tell you about the kettlebell swing is if you go too light, your body's going to want to make the mistakes we just showed you. If the kettlebell is too light, you're going to want to lift it with your arms. And then there's really no benefit to that. You're actually not helping yourself at all. You can actually hurt your shoulder, hurt your arm. Same thing, if the kettlebell is too light, it kind of just loses its form, and you think that you can lift it all the way up, and you wind up backward bending and really hurting yourself. So I want you to, especially in the beginning, just like we talked about in the beginner DVDs, pop your hips, and once the kettlebell reaches just about face or shoulder level, I want you to willingly drop it down. And for that reason, you want to invest in kind of a good weighted kettlebell. You want to systematically fatigue your body. You want to engage your muscles, and you want to work them. You never want to cruise through an exercise. You want to milk the muscle and get out of there and enjoy your day. So that is the basics of a kettlebell swing, a monkey bell swing, a little, I don't know, heart bell swing, a dumbbell swing. Hopefully you can employ some of these things in the Body and Scorcher series DVDs. We'll see you soon at kettlebellkickboxing.com.